Coach, Green Bowl season, you got to be excited. Season goes fast for us on the webcast side of things. Imagine it goes equally as fast for you guys as well.
Oh my God, it was over in a heartbeat. You know, we just finished our last practice. We looked great, by the way, but man, it went so quick. I think a little bit has to do with we won way more frequently this year, and I just had a really good time coaching this team.
We talked to you during the season. We talked to the players during the season. Some of the unsung heroes are the assistant coaches. Only a handful of days off since August. You know, talk about those guys as a group collectively and what they mean to the program and to this year's team.
You know, they do everything right, and they work just as hard as the head coach for sure. You know, they were brought up under Coach Marcucci, so they know how to work. And without them, you know, we do not have this football program. I tell them, I try to make sure that they know how important they are to me. We have like a yin and a yang because my brother and Coach Furtak are nuts, and then I have Coach Ramirez who's very calm. So sometimes when everybody's nuts, I'll go talk to Coach Ramirez and he'll calm everything down. So it's a great combination. I have a lot of fun with those guys.
Season's almost over. Obviously, we have one game left. When you reflect upon this season, when all is said and done, I'm sure you made some adjustments from year one. What adjustments did you make? What worked? And what do you think you might do differently next year?
You know, we didn't really make a lot of adjustments. I think the kids had to adjust to my style of coaching a little bit more, which they did. They did a tremendous job. Really, practice-wise, we cut out the music. We used to have music at practice. It was a little bit distracting. And we tackled more this year. My first year, I was very nervous of injuries and tackling. And reviewing the tape, we missed so many tackles on defense my first year that we tackled live for 10 minutes a week, and we did a couple segments each week live, and I really think it helped our defense.
Is there any moment or two that you may remember from this season more than others? I mean, besides the losses, coaches remember the losses more than the wins. I get that. But is there anything, you know, as you think about now that you're going to remember more about this season than the rest?
You know, I really think a turning point for us was that Brantford game. We were 0-0 at halftime. A lot of our guys go both ways. They came out in a different defense than we expected, and they kind of shut our offense down. And I just remember talking to the kids, and at halftime we made our adjustments, and then we had an offensive explosion in the second half to win that game. And I think it was just a turning point, and it's a game that I will remember because you know, we had to do some quick work at halftime, and the kids responded, and everybody paid attention to the adjustments we had to make, and they worked, thank heavens. And it was just a great game to go to my hometown and kind of win that game, and persevere, I guess, would be the best word.
There's no question the Green Bowl is really about the seniors, but there's some underclassmen that have played some pretty big roles this year that you're going to have coming back. Talk about that core group of young kids who have performed well this year and you're going to count on in the future.
Well, you know, everybody loves to talk about the sophomores because we had a lot of sophomores playing. I want to talk about our junior type of kids that are offensive linemen, Nico Guerrera, Gannon O'Keefe, Jack Ahern. These guys have worked so hard, Matt Brooks and Jake Cassio, and they don't get any credit. And they've worked really hard. They've been key contributors to the offense. And, you know, on the defensive side of the ball, Mark Alteri's doing really good. And there's a couple other juniors that have played really well. And then, of course, our sophomore class is pretty good.
On the lower level, some success as well. Freshmen go 5-5, JVs go 6-2. So, you know, you've got some guys that got some experience this year on the varsity level, but you got some guys coming up too that'll help you.
Oh, yeah, we're excited. I mean, the future is bright here for Notre Dame football, and I'm very excited to, you know, break down our film, get our board up there for who's going to be the starters next year or who's going to be competing for a spot. And I can't wait to get going on next year already.
All right, let's talk about the seniors a little bit. 13 of them going to don the uniform for the last time. Bittersweet day. You know, talk about them collectively as a group and the leadership they've shown this year.
I can't say enough about our senior class and the leadership. This year I started a leadership council with 6 seniors, and we have 13 of them, and all of them contribute with the leadership on and off the field. They were the kids that had to adjust most to my style of coaching, And they did. They came through. You could see on any given day a senior giving a young kid advice out on that field or in the weight room. They've been tremendous leaders. I'm so pleased with them.
We just talked about the seniors, 13 of them. Can't talk about them all. We'll talk about our captains in a little bit. But got to be some unsung seniors who played a huge role this year.
Yeah, I'll start with Ethan Shambach, who plays nose guard for us, and his complete job is to get double teamed and get really pummeled to keep the guards off of our linebackers, and he does it week in and week out. He's a first-year starter, stayed with the program, and he's had a fantastic season. Also, Luca Mazzani, a first-year starter who, quite frankly, I didn't think would ever play for us, and he works so hard, and he's played cornerback so well, and I'm so proud of him. And the last one I would say that doesn't get enough credit and is quietly having a fantastic season is Brendan Atkins at outside linebacker. I believe he leads our team in tackles right now, and he's had a fantastic season. And again, another first-year starter that stuck with the program. And I'm so proud of those three guys. I'm proud of all of our seniors, but those guys are definitely unsung heroes for us.
Zach Hockman, Johan Klein-Robbenauer, captains for this year's team. Just talk about those guys. They seem to be in a lot of tackles. Zach does everything. You asked him to punt. He's never punted before, but he did it. Those are type of guys that show great leadership all year.
Two guys that are unreplaceable, on and off the field. They've done everything I've asked. They've been fantastic captains. Obviously, both of them can play. They're very good at the sport. But they are unbelievable leaders, and I'm so proud. I feel so lucky to have coached them. I'm so lucky to have them as our captains. And I think that they've showed and they've demonstrated what a senior leader really is.
Each year is a little bit different in terms of what you might want to say to the team. Have you thought about what your last words will be before they take the field for the Green Bowl?
Absolutely. It's going to be a little bit different because we're going to play on Wednesday night. And I've already spoke to the team about saying how just because it's on a different night, how important this game is, how important it is for our seniors to go out with a win, how important it is for our younger guys that go into the offseason with the win, how important it is for the coaching staff to have a winning season. And then with that being said, we always talk about the tradition, and we're going to always talk about our alums who have played football and how we want to represent ourselves on the team, on the football field, and we want to represent Notre Dame football as a hard-playing, fast-playing team. And I'll explain it hopefully a little better than I said in this interview.
We talked about the season going fast. It's going to be over, and to not to use a Thanksgiving pun, but you got to go cold turkey after that in terms of no more football. So, what are your plans for the weekend, and what are you going to do now you don't have a game to prepare for?
Well, I'll certainly break down this film, and I'll watch some college football for sure. I'm going to have to become a father again and a husband, so I don't know. I'm sure I'll have a list around the house of stuff to do, and I'm sure I'll mess it up.
We talked about the seniors. We talked about some of the underclassmen. We've talked about leadership. You still got a football game to play. Hamden obviously is going to come ready to play. What are some keys to getting a win in the Green Bowl?
Well, Hamden runs a little bit of an option that we haven't seen a lot, so we're going to have to shut down their run game. We would like to force them to pass. On defense, they play some man-free, or they play a lot of man-free, so we need to be able to pass protect. In order to play some man, they're going to send some people, and we need to be able to pass protect to chuck it around. And, of course, we're going to get Warren Murphy the ball as much as we can.
Green Bowl is about tradition. I think this is year 68 in the series. One of the traditions is you get to wear the home green jersey if you win the previous year's game. How important is that for the seniors to do that for the underclassmen and for you guys as a coaching staff?
Well, our team is very aware of the streak. Our seniors are very aware that we've won 12 in a row, and I've heard them say we're not going to be the class to let that go. It's important. I mean, it's so important. I know it sounds corny to those outside of football or maybe outside of tradition, but this game is so important to us, not only for the green jerseys, but like I said earlier, we need to leave the seniors with a win, and we need to have an off season with a win and just reinforce that we are doing the right thing, and it will make those kids work harder. So wearing green on Thanksgiving is a tradition that we want to keep around here.
Green Bowl, arguably one of our most watched games of the year. You know, what do you want to tell the alumni that may be living in New Haven, staying home to watch the game, or might be out in California, Texas, Florida? What do you want them to know about this year's team?
I want them to know that our kids know about them. They know about their traditions. They know that how important it is for us to put a good product out on the field. And I want them to know that our team worked extremely hard this year. We overcome weather, we overcame game changes, and that our kids are just like they were when they were in high school. We are a hard-working team, and we're tough, and we will win.
Thanks, Coach. It's been a great year. Appreciate all your time, and you know ND Nation is going to be rooting you on.
Thank you so much.